What's up, guys? We are back with another video. This video I am super excited for, as it is a product review video. If you want bottom end in your bike or just more power all the way across the board, honestly, this is the product you want to get. The company is called Road Skulls. The product is called the Straight Shooter. And we're going to open up the box here. And I've already opened it a couple times because I'm just trying to get a view of this thing. So I'll say the box itself, very professional. Open box review here. What this product is, and I won't get too into detail about it because I don't want to, spread out false information. But what this product is a fan that sits on the inside of your air filter, so that when you snap the throttle and you're riding and you open up that throttle wall, there is always going to be air that is built up on the inside of your intake boot. It is not a turbo. It is not computerized. It hooks up to your battery, so it's always spinning. It's constantly spinning as soon as you turn the bike on or flip the on switch. This fan pressurizes your intake boot with air that naturally comes through your air filter. It is a fan that helps the airflow into your throttle body, which is so big for bottom end power. On top of that, it'll also help. I've seen the dyno sheets. It literally helps power from idle to full pull, all the way through the bike. This one in my hand is going into my wife's 2022 CRF250R. She always complains about the bike not having a lot of bottom end, and Hondas themselves are not known for having the most bottom end in their 4-stroke R models. And oh my God, am I excited to put this in there. I can already tell you that it is a very simple process. This is just going to go on the plastic holder that holds your air filter into the bike. This hooks up to the battery, and then there's an on-off switch down there, and that's it. No needing to splice into wiring harness by any means. No need to do anything crazy to the air filter or anything like that. It just mounts up and plugs in, and you are good to go. And we are going to make sure when we go down and ride it I'm going to ride her bike, she's going to ride her bike. I've got a couple other people coming down that are different ages and skill levels as well. And we are all going to ride this bike without the straight shooter in it at first. We are all going to log in lap times. We're all going to get a feel for the bike without the straight shooter in it. Then we're going to hook this puppy up, and we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to go down and ride it around, see if the bike sounds different. I've heard it makes the bike sound different from other people that have ran these. But most importantly, we are going to see the lap time difference, which is oh so important when you're doing racing, rather it be full-time racing or weekend racing, or maybe you're drag racing. You want to know times. The fastest time always wins. Continuing on the video here, installing the straight shooter. So I have my wife's 2022 CRF250R right here, and I'm going to fire it up so that we can hear what it sounds like stock. This is without the straight shooter in it. You can see it's just open right now. We're not going to ride it. We're just going to see how it sounds, and see if the straight shooter, A, if you can hear it, and B, if you can hear the sound difference. So again, this is stock. This is what it's sounding like. That's a stock 250R. Pipe stock, motor stock. This is about as OEM as you can get, minus some plastic colors. Warm up for a sec. Throttle response. Pretty good. So I am going to need both hands to put the straight shooter in, but I will be putting that in right now and showing you guys what it looks like and how it goes in there. I haven't hooked up the electrical yet, but I'll give you guys an idea of what that looks like. Just like when you take out the mesh that comes from Japan that sits behind your air filter, that will be gone, and the straight shooter will be installed in the exact same order in which that mesh came out at. It's got the 2 tabs underneath that sit in the actual air intake itself. and then the one screw on the top there, as you can see. So pretty easy to get that in and out. Definitely need 2 hands to do it. The next step will be taking off the battery cover that's right here and hooking up the positive and negative. That little harness that the straight shooter comes with has its own little switch that we're just going to put somewhere easy for now. Eventually I will go grab a on-off switch and run it up to the bars, but for now I'll just use the little toggle switch that it came with. But it will look something similar to this, and then kind of ran in between the battery box and here, and that little switch. I don't know, I'll zip tie it to here or something easy. Pretty easy process getting that in there. I'm pretty happy with it. It actually, for being a really new company and especially really new to the Honda brand of dirt bikes themselves, it is lined up really, really well with the indent of the intake boot. So pretty happy with that. Now it's just a simple process of hooking up the electrical, and I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. And then once that is all plugged in, I will fire up the straight shooter, fire up the bike, and we will see what the difference is. All right, so we just got the straight shooter all plugged in and hooked up. Threw me off for a second because the button wasn't plugged into the harness all the way, and I thought it was. I was wondering why it wouldn't work, but we figured that out pretty quick. As you can see, I've got the negative and positive ran to the battery. I'm gonna do a little zip tie work here just to make the cords a little tighter, but just kind of for putting the video together, showing you guys how it works and where it'll be ran. It's ran right through the fender, or right through the frame there, comes down. The fuse itself is just resting up there, as you can see. That'll get all zip tied to the core negative and positive wire. The straight shooter itself is all plugged in, so since it's just a straight to battery connection, you don't have to have the bike on. With the press of the button here, what do you think? It's going on your bike.
Yeah.
You gonna go fast? All right, here we go. So all of the air that's coming into this air box is now getting forced back into the air boot itself. So I'm gonna wheel the bike back out of the garage here and turn it on, and you should hear and feel a significant throttle response difference. All right, so we got the bike outside, straight shooter's on and running, and we're gonna fire it up. Oh, it started up real quick. That's nice. It definitely sounds different than earlier. That is quite noticeable.
It sounds like a jet engine.
Absolutely. And you're gonna go fast. And you're gonna go fast, real fast.
Oh God.
That's right. Well, what do you think?
It's got so much pull.
Okay, now we're gonna shut the fan off, and I want you to do what you did again without the fan.
Oh my God.
Just do it again. What do you think?
It's fast. It opened it up a lot.
Is it better? All right, go do it again. No fan. All right, so this is no fan. We'll see what the reaction is. What do you think? That's no fan.
Hey, with fan.
You like it with fan?
Yeah.
Make a difference?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Well, that's the plan. So you want to send the fan back to Kevin?
No thanks.
All right. So today, let's see, what is today? Today is March 31st. I am super excited. We're down at the track, and we are going to take the wife's bike out and test out the Road Skull straight shooter. So I'm going to do a couple tests here with the race box on the top of my helmet. and I'm going to do a few laps with the straight shooter off, and then I'm going to do a few laps with the straight shooter on, all while being recorded on the race box. So after I'm done riding it, I'll be able to see just how much the straight shooter actually helps in a real world scenario. We're not on a dyno, we're not on some amazingly green track. This is about as real world as you can get. I'm a pretty big guy, so on a 250F, you definitely want the power, the extra power. So we're going to see the difference, and I will put it all up on the computer and upload it once we're all done. Okay, so in this video, you're going to see the time comparison between the Road Skull straight shooter on and the straight shooter off. Lap 2 is with the straight shooter off versus lap 5 when the straight shooter is on. Both of these two clips or laps were taken with the same rider on the same lines using the same bike. This is strictly just the difference of a product on versus the product off. Well, it's been a couple of days now since we went down and filmed with the Road Skull straight shooter. We got the bike all cleaned up and ready to go out for next time. And it is insane how much of a difference this product makes in these bikes. And this is just a stock bike. I'd love to see it, a full modded Supercross bike. Personally, I rode it almost all day, both with fan off and fan on, just to see the differences. I had a couple of my buddies ride it, my wife rode it, and all of us were saying the same thing, that this product absolutely woke this bike up, especially for being a Honda 250F with a very, very mild throttle curve and not a lot of bottom end to begin with. This product really made it feel a lot more responsive, more torque, and a lot of things that you don't necessarily see in a 250F. And on top of that, we took the race box out and were able to visually see a difference on the phone based off of the GPS tracker, both with fan on and fan off. It was, I think, a little over 2 seconds a lap just by turning the Road Skull straight shooter on, which is absolutely insane. We're pulling 2 seconds out of a lap that's roughly a little over a minute. So that adds up pretty quick when you're doing 15-minute motos or 5, 6, 7 lap motos. That adds up really fast, especially when a lot of that is coming out of the corners. It'll help you hit jumps that you're maybe not so comfortable with because you're able to get that bottom end power out of it. You're able to get more acceleration out of the corners, which means more top speed. It's pretty nuts. So I'm excited to keep using it. I'm excited to get it out on a racetrack, have Holly get it out on a racetrack, and really see how this thing performs in a competition setup with other people, and helping them get the word out about it. I just can't say enough things about it. This is definitely one of those products where it is by far worth the money. And it's still like one of the cheapest mods you can do to these things as far as performance goes. So definitely give it 2 thumbs up. Make sure to check them out on Instagram and Facebook and follow their journey, and get in on this product now, because man, it is not going to be long before every single person has this thing. I've been telling the owner that since I've been talking to him since day one. I'm pretty confident you're going to see it through everything from a beginner amateur racing level all the way up to Supercross here within the next couple of years, and it would not surprise me whatsoever. So I got one hand on my phone, but I will give it 2 thumbs up, and I am excited for more ride time.